back to Retrieving Sanity with your podcast host Keegan, and this is your podcast for all mental health, addiction, recovery issues, and topics. And thank you, thank you for checking out Retrieving Sanity. And this is Aftertake, and this is Aftertake with Zoe Smith, Part Three. So, if you have just joined the show, today is Saturday. I don't know why that has anything to do with the show, but it's probably because we're live streaming on Saturday. I mean, we're live streaming whenever we do recordings most of the time, but Saturdays, whenever a lot of guests are like, "Hey, I want to do stuff on Saturday," so it's like, okay, we're going to go ahead and record. Um, but no, if you're just now checking in with the show and everything like that, then you'll know that I actually had another interview earlier today. So I'm doing a twofer, and it's kind of interesting because I had two other interviews earlier this week that didn't happen for various reasons. No one is at fault. No one is has feelings hurt. No nothing. Everything is good. It's all good. And that's not sarcasm. I'm just reiterating that. But the thing is, what was I saying? Um, Stuff. Yes. I now had two interviews to make up for the two that I did not have. So I would have actually had four interviews this week. That's a lot. And I'm going to do something. I haven't really, I've thought about doing it, but I haven't done it, but I've wanted to do it. It's do. It's going to kind of sort of work, but I've wanted to stand up for a while, and I've been sitting down for a few hours, so it's kind of good to get standing up. Oh, hang on, I gotta lift up. Ugh. Ugh. It almost works. It almost works. It works. Oh, sad microphone. um, if maybe it'll stay. Yeah, it'll stay. So, anyways, now I just gotta get the webcam a little bit higher up. Sure, that'll work. Screw it. No, so just got done speaking with Zoe, and we talked about Star Children, stuff like that, and it was really interesting because it's one of those things that's like, so Star Children are a, uh, how do I say? Um, I'm just going to call them idea, right? Because it's the best representation of it right now. So it's all about kind of like having a star sign with your horoscope and stuff, but instead of that, like a generational aspect. So it can be like, hey, everything just all sounds very vague and whatnot. And yeah, you have a point, but at the same time, a lot of stuff is super vague and ambiguous. So a lot of it, we just kind of assign meaning to it and just say, everyone else says that that is what it is, so that is what it is. And that's the thing. If you don't believe me, why is the sky blue? Hmm? Now you could raise someone to believe that the blue sky is actually pink, and there will be times where it is pink, but then they will be confused because if that pink is also pink, then what is a normal sky color? You see what I mean? Anyways, I'm kind of just messing around, joshing with you. No, what I'm talking about though is that we have preconceived notions on how a lot of us as people should operate, and operate is not really something that we do too well. Um, in the sense of we don't have an instruction manual because we're all so different. And a lot of us like to say, I'm unique. This is true. Everyone is unique in some way, shape, or form. But whenever we are dealt with the whole concept of you have to be this way, otherwise you're bad, you're broken, this, that, or another, then we get this really bad um, example of like I don't fit in. I don't do this. I can't do that. This, that, or another, so I don't belong. I shouldn't even exist. And that is just a terrible mindset for anyone to have. And it starts at childhood. I'm sorry, but whenever you have those thoughts, they generally start at childhood, like way young. So, yeah, they definitely can have an effect, you know? Like, whenever you don't feel like you don't belong, the survival instinct to belong is so strong that people will do just about anything to belong. You don't believe me? Look at MAGA. Look at, well, sorry, not MAGA. They're not that extreme yet. Look at any other cult, though. Um, and that's the thing is that you just sorry, derailed myself getting angry at stuff I shouldn't be getting angry at because I have no control over it, but I do have a realm of influence. And the thing is that that realm of influence is just a little bit small snow globe. If you don't know what I mean by snow globe, uh, that wasn't actually in the episode. That was after take, not after take. Anyways, um, so, anyways, getting in line with someone's idea of people and how people should people, and if you don't people right, then you shouldn't people at all. Then just like having this idea of a perfect person, a perfect society, this, that, or another just doesn't exist. Like, the most perfect one would be the one where everyone minds their own fucking business and no one is fucking butthurt by what other people are doing so long as they're not harming anyone else and their property. And shit like that, and that's things like, well, if there's not laws, then who do that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, just raise your kids right. But you can make your kids raised right, or you can let them just figure themselves out and guide them in decent moralness, ness, decent moralness. You know what I mean? But that's the thing is that everyone and their morals are going to be wrong or right or different, and it just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. But if we're going to stick with the star child aspect of things, it is feeling like you belong. That is a huge aspect of it. And whenever you feel like you don't belong and you have to hide, you have to camouflage, you have to mask, you have to go invisible, you have to do all this stuff, you don't forget it whenever you feel like you're actually seen or whenever you feel understood or anything like that. It's not like it just disappears. That damage has been done. So you're kind of stuck sitting there going like, well, how do I make how do I do this? Like it's kind of make a puzzle, but like you don't even have the outside picture on the box to look at, It's like you have a puzzle and it came with like a set of dice and some parts from the Rat Trap game. And then you lift up everything and you realize that you're trying to build that what was that game? Uh Oops. Was it Oops? Um like the one where everything pops out if you don't get everything in there right in time, or I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, we just need to be able to let people be themselves and accept people for who they are and what they can and can't do sometimes, because if everyone were to people the way that I wanted people to people, then a lot of people just wanted people because the people wouldn't even people. I wouldn't even people because I don't want to people sometimes. So my idea of people is very not people. And what I mean by that is that if everyone were to live to my standards or my ideas of what a person should be, isn't, so on and so forth, the world would be extremely fucked up. And that's kind of how it goes with like literally everything and everyone. Like we can have a board of people that sit there and are very smart and educated and very well versed in everything and say, as a consensus, we declare this. And it can be fairly sound and all that, but at the same time, it's very much the whole for the betterment of. And it's like, well, the betterment of what? As a whole or for a select group? And it's usually for that select group if we're going to be fucking honest. So, honestly, the thing that we can do is just from the get go, let your kids know that it's okay to be themselves. It's okay to just be different. It's okay to not learn the same way. It's okay to just be fucking individual because the biggest fucking thing I've learned in my life is just fucking be yourself. And it fucking sucks. I'm not gonna lie, because everyone else doesn't want to be an individual. And so it does make you kind of sit there and just be like, oh, well, shit. And at the same time, it's like, whatever. But we can't sit there and let other people necessarily tell us that we aren't people-y, even though we are people, because we don't fit the people standard, people sheet. So, but if you're confused by anything that I just said, good. I'm glad. Then you probably haven't listened to enough Retrieving Sanity to actually know that this podcast is full of wondrous ideas, full of silly, enigmatic responses to stupendous questions that emanate from within. Probably from without, too, sometimes. But a lot of stupid questions. But it's okay. And it's a form of expression. It is a form of being. So whenever someone asks you, "How are you today?" you should look them in the eye and just say, "Chad," and then walk away. That's it. Just leave it there. And if they ask you what, then just stop again, turn around, and tell them, "Dog," and then keep going. So remember, Chad and dog. And that's it. Just let them sit in confusion the rest of the day and know that you are also confused and that you now share in their confusion. Or they share in your confusion because you listened to a podcast telling you to say Chad and dog to someone for no real reason. Really, to the person that's questioning your authority on being you. So be you. Not you, though. Don't worry. No one else is here except for the ghost. It's okay. I'm just telling the ghost, don't do their shit. So, with that being said, we're going to speak with Zoe the 21st, I believe it was, of July. So we've got that coming up. Or was that June? That may have been June. We are in May. This mother freaking year is the worst, man. It's the weirdest. It is what it is, and it's not what it can't be. So I wonder how many more like of these sections I can get before I just decide to cut this off. Because it's kind of cool, I guess. I'm just going to say I'm a little tuckered out. Oh, hey, if I don't want to do an interview tomorrow, all I have to do is announce it now. all I have to do to avoid interviews that I don't want to do for any reason is just announce them on the episode before, because it just happens. But guess what? I'm not going to do that because I want to speak to in all about. So you can definitely find us next time at, and then definitely again at, with possible guest there. I'll let you draw your own blanks and conclusions, and hopefully that avoids the jinx curse. So, that being said, I'm really out of here now. Schlan.